the NASCAR Cup Series, go to Kansas, and it might be the best race of the year from flag to flag. I don't know what on earth I could possibly say to really articulate why this race was just so good. But one, I didn't feel like I wanted to die or fall asleep while watching it, so that's like already a big plus. That already gives it like 5 points. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic, but yeah, it was really good from flag to flag. It was really solid. Now the start, kind of started off kind of shit showy because why are we racing so hard 5 laps in? Tyler Reddick got into Larson, and yeah, Larson spun. That was stupid. There's a time and a place to be aggressive on the start, and that's not the time when you're literally just starting the race. That's 400 miles, so that was really dumb. After that, it became really good. Nice long green flag runs. There were some pit stops, comers and goers, and it just felt like a very just rock solid competitive race. Battles for lead, battles from second to fifth, fifth on back. I mean, it was just almost the most ideal quintessential mile and a half package. This car has a lot of problems with short tracks and road courses, but okay, the only road course we had was Coda, and most of that was actually pretty okay until the end. But short track package has been utterly trash. But this was good. This was really really good. This is where this package or this car really shines is these type of tracks, and it delivered. And I think the weather helped too because it was really hot out, so that also played a nice factor into it because it made the track slick. And yeah, it was like stage one went through, and all the Toyotas were super dominant. Then as the race kind of went on, some of the Toyotas faltered, which some of them really wasn't their fault. Ty Gibbs spun on his own. Bell kind of got in the Chastain, wrecked himself. Fox it took like 20 minutes to find a different like a camera angle of it because they missed even though he was running ninth. That's just weird. But yeah, it was really good. I was just so happy to have a race just be this extraordinarily good. Dover was apparently good last week. I didn't get a chance to see it, so the last race I really saw of any capacity was Talladega, and that really wasn't my cup of tea. But this was really really solid, and this might be better than Auto Club just because it had a very very nail biting finish. But I guess we'll get into like the end of the race stuff because that's where just the big meat and potatoes of just things went shitty or I guess crazy. I guess there was a period of time where we had there was a spin, they rack them up, they do the restart. There's another spin that happened too many times. Not really a fan of that, but the good racing and everything else elevated that though like that negative from like the beginning to the couple of restart wrecks like those were like probably like two of my biggest complaints or issues. But otherwise, the racing elevated that and surpassed those problems and didn't take anything away. In fact, this race could have been damn near 9.5 or 10 maybe. But those couple of issues hold it back. But yeah, so we'll get into the end. So Larson had a good lead. His tires started to fall off. He started to get loose off the corner in like turn two. Kurt in the booth was really good for like 95% of it because he was really good and just talking about the nuances of the car. I mean, he's obviously personally drove them, but he has just a lot of insight and intel, and he's also just naturally funny. He is such a good fit. And when Larson was getting loose in turn two, he was talking about a bump, and then Boyer kind of like brushed it off. And like, I'm not a fan of the comp. I'm not a fan of Boyer being stupid in booth or just like Kurt's bringing up these points of like, okay, he's going through this corner. He probably hit the transition or he probably hit a bump that, not probably, but like he hit a bump and it got him, so that's how he got sideways. And Boyer's like, nah, that didn't happen. It's like, Boyer just continues to just be outshined by literal people that just stop in and do it once in a while. But that I don't know. And I don't know. There's just weird things. Like there's a point where Austin Dillon was up at the front, like running second because of tire strat. And Boyer's saying, like, look at Clint Boyer, look at him go, look at him do things. So Kurt's like, yeah, he's going to get swelled up. It's like, well, yeah. He's not. Kurt's just being real with things. Boyer always tries to be like the hype man it's just gross. I'm tired of it. But yeah, Kurt was good. So as we got late into the race, we had a long green flag, a pretty decent green flag run. Hamlin was running down Larson, and Hamlin was just getting closer and closer, and then the two got into each other. Larson looked like he got loose, kind of hit the wall. It looked like he came down. I don't know. It's hard to even say, but I just think because it was the last lap with that whole thing, that was just a racing deal. I don't think there was any malicious intent behind it. And again, I have no stake in the matter. I don't like Hamlin, don't like Larson, so I don't really care. But it does suck that there was contact like that affected the finish, because I think if that didn't happen, that would have been amazing. But that does take a little bit away from it, I think. And this race was teetering on like 10 or 9.5 the whole race. But yeah, that sucked how that played out, how that ended. But I really like the fact that it was a long green flag crawl and Hamlin had to work them over multiple laps. Lap traffic kind of played a factor with the dirty air, but it wasn't anything like the 550 package or Gen 6 car. It wasn't as like super duper egregious. But yeah, that was really good, very exciting. It was nice to see that. I just wished there was no contact. That would have been really cool to see that play out, no matter who ended up winning. Yeah, Hamlin gets a win, breaks his winless drought since the Coke 600. So almost been a full season. So he's tied with Tony Stewart now in wins. So there's that stat. Then we get into probably the biggest part of the race, where Chastain and Gregson have a fight. And I just want to preference this, looking back at the footage, did Gregson have a legitimate reason to be upset at Chastain? Not really. What really happened was Gregson had a run on Chastain. Gregson went up to the high side, and he just put himself on the outside wall. So it's really Gregson's fault for being stupid. And really has no real reason to be mad at Chastain, because Chastain didn't do anything. I know Chastain's a meme for always causing problems, but that really wasn't even Chastain's fault. So that was dumb. And Gregson's really not the person, or this bash. I don't want people thinking like Gregson's this is like this hero for trying to do something, because really it failed. In the grand scheme of things, it failed. Gregson goes up to him, puts his hands on Chastain. Chastain tells him to stop, and then Chastain decks him, which makes Chastain look way better. So yeah, Gregson failed. And also, Gregson's not this bastion of hope, the savior of damnation, when he's done probably way worse shit than Gregson has ever done. Or Chastain. I don't know why I'm getting too mixed up. Both of them are terrible, so like my brain just merges them in together as like one person. But yeah, sorry, I'm not going to sit here and defend Gregson, who sexually harassed a woman in a live stream. And like, I will give you context, because I told this story before, but I'll give it context here. In an Instagram live stream, he had his phone, he saw a girl walk by, he moved his phone over to the girl, and then zoomed in. You know, with the phone, you zoom in by doing that. He zoomed in on the ass and whistled. That's fun. And also, he like forced himself upon a girl that he was dating, when he said like, "Oh, if I win this dirt race, you have to kiss me." And then he wins the race, and then he tries to kiss the girl, and the girl didn't want it, and then he just forced the kiss on her anyway. So that's gross. That, I would say, that's way worse than anything Chastain's ever done, because Gregson has just done deplorable shit that probably should put him in fucking jail. I know that's a nuclear take, but there should be court hearings about this. There should be that. I think I would say that's worse than anything Chastain's ever done. I'm getting fired up. I can't sit here and maybe it would be a different story if Gregson just walked up and then just decked them. Then I'll be like, all right, in this pocket universe, in this instance, I will give a thumb up. But he failed on it. He put his hands on him. Chastain decked him, and it made Chastain look like made him look better in comparison. So that failed. Also, it doesn't look Gregson doesn't look very intimidating with this stupid fucking bowl cut, which is dumb. I know he did it because of a bet that he lost, but don't make dumbass bets like that when you have to alter your hair, because then when you get in a situation like this, it's gonna make you look really damn stupid. So yeah, there's really no winners in this. I mean, I guess technically Chastain is the winner because he did something, but it's just two douches competing for who's less douchier. It was good TV. I guess there was that, but Fox really tried to cut to the end of the race and just get off the air, because they just don't know how to do post-race coverage anymore, apparently. So when a race ends, they just, get the broom out and just sweep everything out. That's kind of what happened here. So that was just sad. We didn't continue to get more of it, but we got more stuff on Twitter with it. So yeah, I mean, I think from beginning to end, it was a rock solid race that was teetering on 9.5 or a 10. But the couple of things with the early incident with Reddick and Larson, the too many yellows there, and the finish, I wished it was more clean. Those are like maybe the three things I wish didn't happen. But even still, the racing elevated all that and salvaged. I can't say salvaged because the race was not bad by any means, but it elevated all that and it made it better. I would give it a rock solid 9 out of 10. It could have been even higher. I think this is the same rating I gave Auto Club. I don't know if I would give this a 9.5. I think that might be too high, but I think as all around, this is a solid 9. That is slightly better than Auto Club. But then why is the Auto Club at that high? Well, it's literally about like decibels. I'm not going to give it like a 9.0001. I'm not doing that. But yeah, a 9 out of 10 I think is pretty good. And I think it's the best race of the year. Better than Auto Club, which is kind of scary because Auto Club was already pretty damn good. But this is definitely a very solid contender for it. If it's not the best, then it's in that top two. So yeah, it was really good. I was very entertained, and it was just nice. It was nice to have like solid racing and all that, and we had fight. That doesn't always happen because all these drivers are bitch boys. But I did say somebody needs to deck Chastain. Gregson tried, but he failed. So try again next time. So yeah, I don't know what more to say. It's nice to have a really good race like this to give me hope that I have a reason to watch every week. So that was fun. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. Bye bye.